to more Salty Cur Plays Lord of the Rings Online. If our setting looks different from where we left off on our last episode, that's because I've been running around doing a bunch of deeds to improve our virtues. So I can show you what I've been working on here. So I've gotten Mercy onto our available spots. I'll probably slot that there. Either Mercy or Tolerance. I haven't decided which one yet. Mercy gives us an evade rating and more crit power with Fate and a little bit of morale with Vitality. But I probably will end up slotting Tolerance now that I look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and earn there. But that's when we get there. So basically I'm going to level these 5 once we add Tolerance there. I'm going to level these 5 virtues. I'm going to try to have them go up, concurrently. So we'll up one and then we'll move over and up the other one until we're done. Furthermore, I've discovered that our bow is not hitting quite as hard as a Hunter DPS bow should. So this episode is going to be sort of a tutorial on crafting, how to start crafting, and basically we're going to work on a woodworker profession so that we can craft bows for ourselves. I already have a woodworker who's maxed out, but remember, we're trying to play this game from start to finish in as beginning a fashion as possible, just like the old days. So that'll mean me doing some collecting of materials and some crafting. Most of that I will not subject you to. I will do a lot of that off camera. But as we work our way through, we'll be able to, craft ourselves better bows. As far as our offhand weapons or our melee weapons, I'm not as worried about those. But a bow for a hunter, it only makes sense that we're craftsmen of our art. So I'm running in here to Breland to the crafting hall, and I'm hoping in the crafting hall that that's the training hall now. Where is the crafting hall? Maybe it's down here a little bit farther. I'm hoping that there are trainers in this crafting hall. There it is. Hi, go in the door. Okay, so here's our Master of Apprentices. Here's a Master of Crafting Guilds. You can go through guild process. I mean, it's very in-depth. Okay, so what we're looking for here is the Woodsman Craft Vocation, Woodworker, Forester, Farmer.
Greetings.
Okay, so we're going to train on that. And you notice it gave us some beginner tools here. I am actually going to go to my vault, and I have a toolkit that I can slot. Basically, you slot your tools for crafting here. These are basically your node finders for fields, so we can track crops. We're not going to worry about that because we're never going to do that. But we are going to turn this on, and this will place in our radar here nodes where we can find crops, branches and wood that we can then chop down and prepare. So we're ready to go there. This basically just tells us about, how to be a crafter. I already know how to do all that, so I'll just sort of lead you through the process. Typically, there are a few starting quests, but I do not see our woodworkers with any quest giving. Okay. All right. So basically, we can begin to harvest nodes. So let's go out and start doing that. I'm going to edit the video But basically, we're going to head over to probably the Shire, because that's closest. We'll head over to the Shire, and we'll start running around collecting the first tier of woodman's materials. So for the woodworker, we can create, I have some packages from the past that have loaded in here. But I'm going to show you basically how to process the materials as we continue on, and then we'll be able to make our bow. So you'll notice here this Rowan bow is probably not that much better than what we have, but we have to work through the apprentice to get to the next level of crafting, which will craft us a better bow. We'll also be collecting hides to make leather, and we'll need to be able to make boards as well for woodworking. We're not going to do anything with the farming. Primarily woodworker. Forester is going to be our primary foci. So heading to the Shire. So here we are in the Shire. We're going to go discover some locations as well. Why don't we put that deed up on our bar here. We'll find these areas as we go through. We'll get 2,000 virtue for that as we're hunting for some wood nodes. So I've activated and I have slotted my little axe for chopping woods. So we'll have a nice little tour of the Shire in this episode. Frame rates are dipping for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. I have automatic updates off, so hopefully that's not what's going on. We put that one on the tracker. They have, for those of you who've played the game before, they have greatly added the sensitivity for leg breaking, because there is something you can buy in the store that prevents leg breaking for a period of time that they want you to buy. It's actually, Standing Stone Games has created some rather toxic economic situations. And they're all, this is by no means a play-to-win game, but they are quality of life things. Okay, so here we go. Here's our first chopping of branches, rowing branches. You see it takes quite some time. We're going to be actually, getting that universal toolkit here in a second, but this is what we'll convert into our crafting element. Used to be you had to dismount from your horse to collect every single node. That's not the case here. We're going to head towards Michael Delving so I can go to the vault. There's a vault over here. There's that gate again. So I can pick up my universal toolkit because it will harvest nodes a lot faster. Okay, back to the road to Michael Delving. So you'll see here on our radar indicates where there are nodes. This one is down here. Hey, I didn't break my legs. How about that? My episode of where we went through the Shire got corrupted, and I was not able to load it. So we'll see some sites here in the Shire that unfortunately didn't register for my recording several episodes back when we ran from Kellendeem all the way to Bree. So we might as well go up and see Bilbos House. Try to get that on the record. Ivy Bush Inn. Kind of a bummer that didn't record. They were doing fireworks. There's a bunch of players doing fireworks over here, which was neat. This is the festival grounds of Bree. party tree is, where Bilbo had his 11st birthday. Oh, Pauper. Hi, go through the gate. I'm too tall to go through the gate. And here we are at Bag End. Here's Bilbos House and his door. We'll go in there in a second. Look at this nice view over the festival grounds. Wish it were daytime. We're in the late watches, so getting close to dawn. But it's very pretty here. Here we are in Bilbo's house. Pegs for dwarf cloaks. Nice tapestry on the wall. And of course, books and maps. It's a warm fire. If you're ready for some lunch. And of course, the kitchen and pantry. So, Bilbo's house. Cross it off the list. You've been there. And there's, of course, Lobelia Sackville Baggins, waiting for her inheritance that is never going to come. We can cut across country easily enough. There's old Gaffer. Probably wondering where his son is. Looks like we're going for a swim. There's a note there on our way. When enemies are gray, they do not attack you. We got a deed to find all the farms in the Shire. Add that to the tracker. I don't think this is a separate farm. I think these are all part of the same farm. Here we are in Waymeet. I'll also, when we get to the vault, I'll also check on my... Is there a farm here that we can get on our task? Come on now. Nope. I guess not. I'll see if I have any rowan wood in my shared vault on my other characters. I feel no real compulsion to go through the entire crafting collection of everything if I already have materials for that. Well, here's the Bounder's Bounty Memorial. This is for all of the different people who participated in this event. It was a one-time event. There were many quests to do and accomplish of all the different worlds that were current at the time. These were all different servers. And this, if you activate on this, you will see the Bounder's Bounty for the entire world. So here are all the top players across all the players who were playing the game on all of the servers. There were more than 10. Kiwi is a very good friend of mine. We have played many an hour of LOTRO together. She and Marigold, and Kiwi earned the top spot in the entire world on the Bounder's Bounty quest. It was a great accomplishment. Many people were involved and many people competed, and she won the entire contest. It was a great accomplishment. And happy to call her a friend, both she and her husband. Okay, here we are in the vendor hall. We don't need the vendor hall. We need the vault. So let's see here. Did I pass the vault? So you can clear everything. Vault. So there's a couple. So we'll just go to the closest one here to the south. Yeah, Kiwi and Marigold were part of the Shadow and Flame kinship, which was very active. Did a lot of raiding, a lot of questing. Call a lot of those people my friends. Okay, so let's check our vault.
Just a moment.
Here's all the stuff that we put in our vault. So now we'll open our shared vault with all my characters. So this is what we need. This universal toolkit will make our prospecting much faster. So we're going to go ahead and equip that. These we're just going to throw away because we no longer need those for harvesting. This universal toolkit will take care of that for us. All right, so let's see. We need rowan wood, so we can search here. I'm not feeling confident. We got some rowan boards. That's good. I think that was all we had for rowan materials. I might have more on another character, my main crafter. But let me show you how to convert the wood. Oh, she had the quests for crafting. I don't think we need to do these quests. These are just introductions, outfitting yourself and others. We can finish that now, even though it gives us no XP. I've cut off XP for our deed work. And we don't need to do those introductions. We know what we're doing. So basically you come to a wood bench, or a workbench, and you can begin crafting. You create these rowan boards from the logs. So we'll just make all here real fast. So it takes two logs to make a board. After we finished with the boards, then we can process wood shavings, and that will increase our experience on the apprentice tier. Basically, you convert wood shavings, and then you can convert them back. It's just a way to make stuff and make advances without having to craft a whole bunch of different stuff. Thin rowan boards. That was an old recipe that we don't need anymore to make a rowan hilt. So these are melee weapons. Like I say, we're going to try to continue using a sword, although we could make some weapons here. We won't. We're doing fine with what we have. So as we finish crafting, we have 61 rowan boards. So we'll go back to our woodworker tier, and then you can just convert back and forth from here. So we'll make all of those, and then we'll watch our XP increase here. Before I do that, though, I do have in my vault.
Is there something I can do for you?
My shared vault. An XP crafting. Oh, maybe I don't anymore. I might have used all those. Okay, apologies. Thought I had a crafting XP booster. As we continue on, I might avail myself of those. Alright, so let's continue to make our wood shavings. So you see, basically, I'm increasing proficiency. It will tell you how much XP you get per craft. So basically you just bounce back and forth between here and there. So I'm just going to keep on crafting and call this an episode, and we'll see you guys next time as we continue on our questing on Lord of the Rings Online with Salty Cur, as we simply walk into Mordor. Thanks for tuning in.